Let us now study about the turn-on mechanism or the second part of switching characteristics of the SCRs. So after SCR turn on, the anode current value is maximum. So if we are turning off, switch off the power supply, then it is observed that the SCR is in on state. This is due to the fact that all the carriers are favorable of the conduction. So immediately switch off, the device which will not turn off. So our aim is to turning off for the SCR. So for that reason, it is necessary to remove the carriers present around the three junctions. So let us, for that reason, we are giving the reversal of the voltage. That means we are giving the voltage making anode negative and cathode positive. We are doing so, then we are study at the instant T1. Suppose we are at the instant of T1, we are applying the reversal of the voltage. So at the instant of T1, the sweeping of the carriers will remain start. When we are reach at the instant of T2, it is observed that around 60% of the carriers are sweep out. The rest amount 40% carriers may be sweep out at the instant of T3. But rather it is see that here the curve instead of touch the instant T3, rather it is extends towards T4 region. So the T1 to T3 instant known as your reverse recovery period. As in this period, we are giving the reversal of the voltage and the charge carriers or start removing. Whenever at the instant between the T3 and T4 known as your gate recovery period. This is due to fact that as the curve extends to our T4 region, because some amount of the trap charges may be present around the reverse bias junction J2. That reverse junction only removed by the method of recombination. Recombination means we are now giving reversal of voltage to the gate terminal G, making gate negative and cathode positive. If you are doing so, then the recombination takes place at the instant of T3, and whenever all the carriers are sweep out, whenever reach at the instant of T4 region. So the instant between T3 and T4 known as your TGR, that is your gate recovery period. So TRR plus TGR, nothing but TQ, that is nothing but your total turn off process. So the entire on to off process known as your switching characteristics of the SCR. See that your turn on time of the SCR, the power voltage thyristor can be turned on by applying positive voltage between gate and cathode terminal, but it takes some transition time to go from forward blocking mode to forward conducting mode. This transition time is called turn on time of the SCR, and it can be subdivided into three sub-interval TD, TR and TP or TS. Delay time of the SCR. After application of the gate current, the thyristor will start conducting over a very tiny region. The delay time of the SCR can be defined as the time taken by the gate current to increase from 90% to 100% of its final value. Then from another point of view, delay time is the interval in which the anode current rises from forward leakage current to 10% of the final value, and at the same time the anode voltage will fall from 100% to 90% of its initial value VA. Rise time of the SCR. The rise time of the SCR is the time taken by the anode current to rise from 10% to the 90% of its final value. At the same time, the anode voltage will fall from 90% to 10% of its initial value VA. The phenomenon of decreasing anode voltage and increasing anode current is entirely dependent upon the types of the load. For example, if we connect an inductive load, the voltage will fall in faster rate than the current increasing. This is happen because induction does not allow initially high voltage change through it. On the other hand, if we connect a capacitive load, it does not allow initial high voltage change through it. Hence, the current increasing the rate will be faster than the voltage falling rate. High increasing the rate of di by dt can create local hotspot in the device which will not suitable for proper operation. So it is advisable to use the inductor in the series with the device to tackle high di by dt. Usually the value of the maximum allowable di by dt is in the range of 20 to 200 ampere per microsecond. Note that you can learn more by studying some of the basic electronics questions we have here. Spread time of the SCR. It is the time taken by the anode current to rise from 90% to 100% of its initial value. At the same time, the anode voltage decreases from 10% of its initial value to smallest possible value. In this interval of time, the conduction spreads all over the area of the cathode and the SCR will go to fully on state. The spread time of the SCR depends upon the cross-sectional area of the cathode. The turn-up time of the SCRs. Once the SC thyristor switched on, or in other point of view, the anode current is above latching current, the gate loses control over the gate loses the control over it. That means the gate circuit cannot turn off the device. For turning off the SCR, the anode current must fall below the holding current. After anode current fall to 0, we cannot apply forward voltage across the device due to the presence of carrier charges into the 4 layers. So we must sweep out or recombine these charges to proper turn-up process of the SCR. So turn-up time of the SCR can be defined as the interval between anode current falls to 0 and device regains its forward blocking mode. On this basis, removing the carriers charges from the 4 layers, turning off time of the SCR can be divided into 2 time regions, that is reverse recovery time, that is TRR, or the interval in which the change carriers removed from J1 and J3 junctions. At the time T1, anode current falls 0 and it will continue to increase in reverse direction, so same slope di by dt of the forward decreasing current. This negative current will help to sweep out the charge carrier from the junction J1 and J3. At the time T2, the carrier charge density is not sufficient to maintain the reverse current. Hence, after T2, this negative current will start to decrease. The value of the current at T2 is called reverse recovery current due to the rapid decreasing of anode current. A reverse spike of the voltage may appear across the SCR. The total recovery time T3 to T1 is called reverse recovery period or time. After that, device will start to follow the applied reverse voltage and it gains the prior property to block the forward voltage. Next, gate recovery time defined by TGR. After sweeping out the carriers, the charges from the junction J1 and J3 having reverse recovery time, there still remain trapped charges in junction J2 which prevent the SCR from blocking the forward voltage. These trapped charge can be removed by the recombination only, and the interval in which this recombination is done called gate recovery time. Let's come to another article, that is 2 transistor model of SCR or thyristors. How in this article you have to study how a thyristor or SCR shows the property of 2 transistors. The basic operating principle of the SCR can easily be understood by 2 transistor model of the SCR, as it is a combination of P and N layers. See that this one is the ordinary normal structural representation of the SCR, where anode, cathode and gate terminals marked here, junction J1, J2, J3 are marked here, P layer is marked here, upper P layer is marked here, outer N layer is marked here, and the inner N layer and inner P layer are divided into 2 equal segments, in 2 equal halves. Means inner N layer and inner P layers now divided into 2 equal segments. This is PN thyristor. If we bisect it through the dotted line, then we will get 2 transistors. That is one PNP transistor with junction J1 and J2 junctions, and another is with J2 and J3 junctions as shown in figure below. See that here after bisecting, this one form a PNP transistor, that is junction J1 J2 is marked here. and then another is your NPN transistor, junction J to J3 are marked here. This one is collector current IC2, this collector current is your IC1. So these forms the two transistor, that is NPN transistor and PNP transistor.